are planning to get into manufacturing? You manufacture cars. Nobody. 1%, 2%. Now, how many of you are planning to become inventors? Two people. Two people is good. I'm very happy. So let's give an applause to those two people. Yeah. So it's now two now, and let's see how many people raise hands at the end of my talk. So
my talk didn't work.
yes, no. The previous speaker has achieved two. Normally it is zero. So all of you were incredible inventors when you were born, and I want to establish this concept by using an example. I use the example of walking. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to compare a baby learning to walk and efforts by thousands of inventors and scientists across centuries in trying to make a robot which can walk. So let's go to history. It was an Arab inventor, Al-Jazari, to conceptualize the concept of walking, and this was in the 12th century. He is the first scientist to conceptualize walking by a robot, not by humans. He thought of making a robot which can walk. Leonardo da Vinci was also a pioneer in this area. So this is in the 12th century. From 12th century to 2011. In 2011, Honda Corporation achieved the world's first walking robot which can avoid objects. And you see a video. So if those people walking were female robots, maybe that robot would not avoid it. But anyway, what I want to say is that this was achieved in 2011. Okay, so 1200th century to 2011, 800 years. It took about 800 years for scientists to make a robot which can walk. Now let's look at the baby. A baby conceptualizes walking at the age of 3 months and then learns to walk by the age of 15 months. So in 12 months, whatever the scientists and researchers did in 800 years, the baby does somehow or the other in 1 year. 15 months minus 3 months, 12 months, 1 year. Okay? Somehow or the other. We don't know how the baby does this amazing fast forward learning, but the baby does it. So here is a comparison. Humanoid robot, the robot which can walk, and the child. 800 plus years from conceptualization to walking to achieve a humanoid robot. The baby does it within a year. 60 plus years from component availability. What does that mean? 60 years back, all the components used in present days the robot was available. But they were bigger, they were not put together, and they didn't have the proper management and software systems. But all the basic components were available. In the same way, when a baby conceptualizes walking, the baby has legs and hands. The baby has all the core components to achieve walking. So 60 plus years and 1.25 years. Billions of dollars spent on robots to make them work, and takes help from parents for the child. Supported by universities and corporates, is self-taught. Baby defeats humanoid robot in all aspects. Walking has to be harder than all the inventions that are shown. What is my argument for that? Because all the inventions, the telephone, the radio, the car, the TV, the camera, the sewing machine, the light, all of them were made about 100 years back. And the walking robot could be achieved only in 2011. So that should give us a hint about the complexities of walking. Walking robot was discovered later because it's much more complex. Now, when are we going to achieve a robot which can find a keychain that you lost? Maybe another 20, 30 years. It's so complex to replicate what a child or a human being learns and does. How much time is it going to take to make a robot which can shoot a moving bird? So many years, because it's amazing creativity and learning that we have deployed to learn those skills. We all have achieved in 12 months what a community of inventors have taken hundreds of years to achieve. That is why we say as creative as a child. We don't say as creative as Newton or the top 10 inventors put together. We say as creative as a child. That child defeats. All of us were children, and we have achieved this by learning to walk, by learning to speak. Now I want to show you some of my technologies. This is a new kind of lighting technology which I developed at your age, 1920. I created this special kind of reflectors which will reflect all the light from a lamp onto a strip. Now if you increase the width of the strip, all the light from a street light will go onto the road. So if this technology is implemented, if you look down from a plane, you don't see alternate patches of light and dark as you see now. You see straight lines. All the light goes onto the road, the lighting distribution is much more uniform, and you can provide better light for half the power. Now I have a small prototype at home, but since I already have one invention, I didn't want to show all the technologies here. Only 45 minutes given. This is a new kind of bicycle I made whose pedals will go up and down. And the pedals will go up and down instead of the circle, and you will understand when I show the pump. It works on the same principle of the pump. So I bought a bicycle, I redesigned the whole bicycle. So after buying the frame and the wheels. But it works. This is me pedaling, the pedals go up and down. This is a pedal powered pump which I made. So you pedal and you can see your legs go up and down, and you can pump water to a height of 10 meters on this machine, but if improved, you can increase height to 20 meters. Okay, it's paused. Now I'm going to give you a simple demonstration of this machine. Now this is designed as a pumping machine. This is the pump. This is the pry bore mechanism which converts linear reciprocating into high-speed rotation. Now the name of the machine is 6 AM. The name of the mechanism is something which I designed. It's called linear bike principle. Okay. This is somewhat similar to a stepper mechanism, but not exactly a stepper. It's much simpler to manufacture and cheaper and lighter. Now instead of the pump, if I put a dynamo here, you can exercise and charge a battery, and you can provide light. One person exercising for half an hour can light one room for one day. So you can use this as any kind of machine, and I want to show you this machine working as a pump. That is me pumping from the bottom floor to a second floor that is about 8+ meters, and it is pumping water with a flow rate of 0.5 liters per second. That much of water per second. Now is that 0.5 liter? 500 ml? Looks like 500 ml. 300 ml? Okay, more than that. Okay. Now this is so you can use it as a pumping machine. Now this is the mechanism working as a lifting machine. So you pedal and you can lift any weight. Here the machine is working as a water lifting machine to lift water from wells. That water is 50 liters of water, and the depth of the well is 10 meters. You can lift water from any height. If you use a pump, you need electricity, and if you want to pump from 10 meters, you need a bigger pump. If you want to pump from 20 meters, you need a still bigger pump. But in this case, you use the same machine, but you extend the rope. You use the same machine, but you extend the rope. This was designed to help farmers. In many parts of the world, farmers are losing their crop because they cannot water their crop, because they live in places where there is no electricity. So you lift the water and then press the dog hook, put the pipe into a tank, and the water comes to the tank. From the tank, you can pipe this water to any distance. So you store water in a center, into a central tank. Many farmers can use the same machine, same well, and lift water and store in a tank and pipe it to any distance, 5 kilometers, 2 kilometers. Now this is a pedal powered bus. This I did not make, I only advised. These were made by some of my students in India. I have been to more than 50 colleges in India, and I tell them that you can invent, and I tell them the reasons, and I show my inventions. Some of the students take me really damn seriously. They get back to me, they say that they have some ideas, and then I help them design. So I help them design, but the ideas are conceived by the students. I don't give my ideas to them. I help them conceive their own ideas. If you conceive your own ideas, then I will help you for free. So this is a pedal powered bus. The people at the back will pedal, and the person in the front will steer. This is the world of inventions on Facebook. I started a group on Facebook to post latest inventions and also communicate those latest inventions to many engineering students from all over the world. This is about a year old and 7,200 people now.
What's the name of the group?
World of Inventions. World of Inventions. I suggest you write that down. So after I finish my presentation, go open your iPad and send a join request. Now, the thing that you see here is a project done by one of my advisee students. This is an automated central stand for two-wheelers. So when you stop a two-wheeler, you put a side stand, or if you want to put a central stand, it's hard for ladies. You have to lift the bike, right? But with this mechanism, you press a button and the central stand will automatically come. It's there on YouTube, automatic center stand on YouTube. Search for it. Now, how do students ask me questions? How do I get new ideas? So I'm trying to answer that here. It's a three-step procedure. It's as simple as putting giraffe in a fridge. How do you put giraffe in a fridge? Yes, it's so simple. Open, put the giraffe in the fridge and close it. This is simpler than that. Don't put bad opinion saying that I'm teaching something very obvious. Okay? Live as usual and problems would hunt for you. Step 1. When you face problems, check if the problems have been solved or not. If they have been checked, if the problems have been solved, implant the solution. Don't reinvent the wheel. If not solved, solve it. You get new ideas when you try to solve problems. So step 1, step 2, step 3. Finish. Nature giving us problems is nature's way of giving us new ideas. When we try to solve problems, we get new ideas. So next time you face the problem, be happy. You are going to solve it and conceive a new idea. You are going to sell the solution to people in the market, and you are going to become a millionaire. So, aren't you all happy now? You are all millionaires now. If you become millionaires, and if I'm not so rich, loan me some money to develop this. Students tell me, I cannot invent. Leonardo da Vinci can invent, Al-Jazari can invent, Isaac Newton can invent, but I cannot invent. So I tell them, so I need to have a reply for them. I ask them, have you seen a baby say, or a child say, the way, walking is so complicated and risky, I cannot walk. I will use a wheelchair. So a 1-year-old baby tells mom, walking is so complicated. You people can do it, but I cannot do it. Plain as that. As long as you haven't seen a baby do that, all of you can invent. Even if the whole world acts and try to trick or deceive the baby, imagine a situation where all adults are moving in a wheelchair to test if you can fool a baby. And when the baby tries to walk, you tell the baby, look, you are a fool. The world is so dangerous. You fall down, you die. And you show animation of a child falling down and dying. Even then, the child will learn to walk, because the child thinks he is an inventor. He is an amazing inventor. So, in the same way, when I talk to moms, some mothers tell me, we cannot invent, we are like old. And I tell the mother that if you lose your children, Imagine you come back from office and somebody calls you and tells you that, look, I have kidnapped your child, or your child is lost. You will become an inventor. You will call your people, you will do this, you will call the police, you will think of all the positive ways. That much energy is not required to make an invention. That is what I am telling you. In the same way, if a man discovers that his wife and family is missing, he will also become an inventor for a few moments or a few days until he finds it. But after he finds, then he will start sleeping. I mean, this applies to all. So you don't have to be an engineer or a science graduate, but being an engineer or science graduate helps, but you don't have to be. The reason is that the word engineering and science was only discovered some 500, 600 years back. And before that, there were inventors. The scissor was invented by Leonardo da Vinci more than 500 years back. There were many inventions. The fact that the world is round was discovered before that. So you don't have to be an engineer or a scientist. And how would you feel the moment an idea strikes you? You would feel like an incredible Hulk. So that was Incredible Hulk scene downloaded from YouTube. So what I would like you to do is, I have 10 more minutes left. I think I spoke too fast. Would anybody want to ride this machine? Yes, please come, please come. Yes, please. So help yourself and make sure that your throat doesn't get trapped into this. So yeah, hold on it. Yes. Yes. Can you stand on this side?
Side?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. That side. And now on the left side. Yes. Now on the right side. Left. Left. Right. Are you feeling tired? Yeah. She can do it for an hour. Say yes. And I'll buy chocolates. Yes, she can. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much. Does anybody else want to try it out? Okay, come. Last person. So 2 inventors. Yeah, please come.
She's wearing high heel.
Yes. You need one hand to hold here. Yeah. And then stand on the right one. Yes, stand on the right one. Yes, yes. And on the left one. Now on the right one. On the left one. She can do it for 2 hours. She has good stamina. So students, my message to you is that the world is in a recession, and the world's managers and leaders are looking for solutions. In world's parliaments, they are looking for solutions. In world's libraries, in world's software, in world's media. I think the solution for world's recession is invention. Whenever you have a great product in market, there is positive spirit, there is good feeling, there is love in the air. People want to work harder, and people want to earn more money, which is the best stimulant to this world. So to save this world, we all have an obligation to think of new ideas and come out with something new. So you can, there is one more slide. Yeah. There are about 500 videos on the world of inventions. As I know that in the next semester, some of you are going to do some projects. About half of these videos are in the field of renewable energy, and those are areas where cutting edge research is going on. There are no fake inventions. I make sure that all these inventions are properly researched and rigorously checked to make sure that they are proper inventions. So what I suggest is that you watch those 500 invention videos. It may take weeks, but every new video, every new invention has 10 ways to improve upon that. You may think of 10 new ideas. It can improve, in this way, that way. And once you watch many of these inventions, once you feel that you are passionate about a particular field of invention, and you want to do something about it, and then you can contact me or you can contact Dr. Hend Alqamzi for more advice. I give a lot of free advice because I want to promote inventions. This is my last slide. If you have any questions, I can answer. As I'm working as director for industrial engineering and general contracting, yes, here in Alain, and I taught in India for 6 years. So I taught 15 mechanical engineering subjects in 6 years. So I pretty much know most of the areas of mechanical engineering.
You studied mechanical engineering?
Yeah, I did my bachelors and masters. Is any more questions? Okay, now I have a question for you. How many of you plan to become inventors? So 4, 5, 6, 7. You should raise your hands full, or else I will lie. Right? You raise your hands full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. So there is an improvement. As I'm calling on the college, and you can tell your professors also to start an innovation center here. Some leading universities in the world have already started innovation centers, so that that office can help promote innovation and take it as a full-time activity. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.